go live. I'm about to make an announcement real quick. Okay, cool.
Be
Live.
right.
All good, all good. Title. Pen Friends AM. What's going on, y'all? You got BBJ, one from Mojo, Mr. Georgie Tate, and Coach Funkel. Yeah, man, give our guys a little bit. They need like 10 or 15 minutes to really start coming in here. Hey guys, feeding the dog, still here in spirit. Gotcha. Get those pings going. All right, George, let's wait for the introduction and then I'll bring you up so you can ask your question. Okay, stream's good. What's going on, Jerry? Let me check Meta Hall. My bad, I wasn't even looking. Bring me. I want to say something. Please, man, I beg you. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay, yeah. Thanks for letting me know. How about now? Wait, let me double check. Test. Okay. More? Okay, cool. All right, George, give him a chance to do his introduction. Once he does his full volume. What do you have me at right now? You have me at 200%? Jerry, what do you have me at? You have me at 200? It's that bad? Okay, hold on. I'm turning it up a little bit. Let me know if I get too loud. I don't think I have to turn it up more than this. Because that's. Yeah, no, but if I lean forward, it's over on this volume. Like, if I lean forward just a little bit, it's just done. It's a wrap. Okay. Okay. Dang, I didn't know y'all had me at 200%. That's ridiculous. Let me check the stream volume now. It's a little bit loud, I think, on the stream. I'll just leave it there. Okay, cool. Thanks, Joe. By the way, guys, Liquid Snake made some drip for us, and he shipped it, and it just got in today. And I want to show it to you guys, but it's like, I mean, obviously when it came out of the box, it's super wrinkly, but I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll show you a little bit. I'll show you a little bit. I didn't get to iron it because it came right out the box. But let me show you what it looks like. And like I said, I have to iron it. Okay, I'm just saying it came right out the box. You know, it's hot, but no, like once it looks ironed and stuff, I'll probably throw it in announcements or something. I think that's intentional, George. It's part of the design. You can't see it well in the shop. It doesn't look like that in person. Alright, George, I didn't know you were a merch professional. Come on now. This guy George is a merch expert. Alright, let me alright, when Max gets back, I'll start it up. I got
Oh,
the
sorry,
shit.
I've been back for ages.
Oh, my bad, my bad, Max. Okay.
No worries.
You thought I was ignoring you?
No, you were just talking merch.
Yeah, okay. No, yeah. My bad. Okay. Yeah, alright guys, this is Max from Pet and Friends. You guys when was the last time you were over here, Max? You were here like once. How long ago was that?
Oh man, no idea. Like April,
Yeah,
May,
that
maybe.
was you'd already been like a little bit past your mint. And you minted like back what? Back in like March?
Yeah, March 25th.
Okay, March 25th. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, then it was probably sometime in May. Or sorry. Yeah, April or May. It was around those times, but you were the project itself was kind of fresh. I remember you guys had just recently minted out and a couple of us had swept the floor. We made like an alpha call. A couple people started sweeping it. I think BBJ made the call. I forgot who made the call specifically, but somebody made the call. He was here talking pre-mint? Really? Was I there?
I might have been. I think I maybe was in twice. It's all a blur.
Oh, we did. Actually, yeah, it was because of BBJ.
Yeah, 100%.
That's right. Okay, right. I do remember that. Okay. That's wild. No, so all right, Max. So you got another mint coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that mint, and then of course we'll hop into questions about how you've been doing in the bear market and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. So our upcoming mint is called Camp Solana. It's not really a Gen 2 of Pen Friends. It's a sort of a standalone special event collection, is what we're calling it. It's a 10K collection of fully animated, customizable PFPs that are set in a Twitter-based horror survival game, and with a 700 soul grand prize.
Ooh.
So someone's gonna walk out of it with a chunk of change, and we hope everyone that's involved has fun. It's a very different type of collection. It's more story based. It's more entertainment based, I would say, with obviously a game of chance element. Um, there's no token. You're not really looking to flip, although I think there'll be some interesting things that happen in terms of once we get to the later stages.
Mm-hmm.
Some interesting price action could definitely happen. Some alliances may be formed. I think there's a lot of intriguing things that will go down that way. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like it's this is the time in our minds to experiment, to do you know here in this bear market. This is the time to try some new things and and see if we can establish a new way of doing things, and also to learn and then apply that to anything that comes down the road. So we're kind of trying to include all of the facets of our roadmap, sort of in a collection. So we've been sort of unfolding this animated story,
Yeah.
and that will continue to happen as Campus Solana goes on, and we'll continue even beyond the awarding of the jackpot.
Awesome. Okay, that
So
sounds
that's a
super interesting.
brief overview.
Right. Right. And what's the and this mint's next week. How much is the mint gonna be?
Yeah, it mints Wednesday, August 31st. The mint price is 0.33 Sol.
No, nice. Okay, nice, nice.
Um, yeah, it was important to us to make it um, not like in the realm of degen mint,
Right.
but with a little more reliability in terms of us actually giving you something
Right. Right.
in terms of value for your money. So
Right. No, yeah, it makes sense. Um, okay, nice. So for like long term utility for this project, because you have this big event, right? We'd spoken a little bit just recently. Um, so with the introduction of this with this specific collection comes a really big, massive event. Somebody walks out with 700 Soul. What does the utility of that project look like after that?
well, that's I mean it's a secret.
Okay, okay,
And
okay,
I wouldn't buy into it with that in mind.
okay.
It's not that type of project. Like, will there be something? Yes.
Right,
What exactly will that look like? I mean, we have a pretty good idea of what that will look like. Think of it as um, a ticket.
right.
It's
Okay,
going to be a ticket to something else. And exactly what that is, we'll reveal later on. This story does have another chapter to tell beyond camp itself.
mm-hmm.
But camp is, you know, it's not like other projects where we're saying, like, 2 years from now, you're going to be 10x.
Right,
It's not
right.
like that. And it's not even like you're going to, look to flip it or watch the charts and like, no, it's not like that. It's kind of like, do you want to be in this event
Yeah,
that is going to happen very publicly on Twitter, have a shot at winning. But even if you don't, just following along, and um, the story, as where we're at right now in the story, is we have 10,000 campers on this island where the camp is set, and there's a killer on the island, and he is making his way through all of the campers until there's only one left alive. So,
right.
as a holder of a camper, you're just trying not to die.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, so you guys are creating an experience. It's not necessarily about, creating a massive amount. You're not trying to make like some kind of D gods um,
No.
collection. You're trying to make a unique experience in the bear market. Give people something to do and to kind of just sit there and enjoy as well.
Yeah, and I think something that you know, I think it's something that we'll build off of,
Yeah,
and this will be like this was the first one of these, and um, I think there's going to be a lot more. I think there'll be more that other people do that's not us. because it has some unique advantages to it, where you don't have to worry about sort of interest waning after a period of time. Like it ran its course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and um, I don't know. I think also in terms of like having people talk about it, which is sort of always a challenge with a project, is you want people to talk about your project. And when uh, your NFTs are being murdered publicly, um,
Yeah.
that tends to lead to some conversations. So I think that'll be cool. I think in general, it's kind of like, think of it more as like a ticket to the movies. You
Right.
know,
Right.
it's really like it's priced in that range, and the benefit here is that someone's also going to come out of it with a bunch of money, but and also you're going to get a lot more entertainment. We hope,
Yeah.
than
Of
just the
course.
2 hours of being in a movie.
Right. Okay. So yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, 0.33. I mean, you can't really like. You know what I mean? You can. That's a lot of whatever value you can get out of that. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like this is more of, unlike a movie, it's more of an immersive experience as well, because obviously your ticket, through that ticket you're also involved, right? And you want to see where
Yeah,
it's gonna
and
go.
yeah, and I think the immersion that's the thing that we would like to ramp up
Mm.
over time. Like if we were to do something similar in future, which I think is likely, um, we would want to keep developing the tech side so that we could, um, because the way that the game works, it works like Rumble. You know,
Right.
if you ever played that on Discord, and so you have the killer attacking campers, random, and the campers either defend and attack or killed, and there are many thousands of outlets, and we've written hundreds of possibilities
Right.
for those. Can get super repetitive, but in future, like I'd love for all of them to be animated. We're going to animate some as we go, and we're also going to unfold more story as we go. But I think to add more of the future would be a great way to improve it, and also some added mechanics. So this is like this is our first crack at it,
Right.
and I think it'll be cool, and we'll just we'll look to build from there.
Gotcha. Okay. 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 So I know you can't say. I know that this is like story driven, right? So I know you can't go into too many details about how things are kind of gonna play out, obviously, because it's spoilers. Um, so I kind of want to talk about let's talk about the business aspect, because obviously the strength of what you guys are doing, it's not necessarily the utility, even though that's amazing too. Don't get me wrong. It's not necessarily utility. It's not necessarily um, a utility token like a lot of other projects. You guys are one of the first, aside from staking and other development outlets in the space. You guys are one of the first people to set up your own unique niche of a business, if that makes sense, or niche, whatever. Um, how have you guys been holding up in this bear market?
Yeah, honestly, we've been doing pretty good. Um, it's we had a period of time there when it first hit where we went from having a whole bunch of projects lined up that we were going to animate their full collections, and then just one by one they delayed indefinitely,
Right.
um, because for one reason or another, but it really having to do with um, becoming cash strapped. And so that was our opportunity to start work on camp.
Mm-hmm.
um, and we thought, we don't like to say no to work ever, and so that was our opportunity to be like, okay, we do have a bit of time now. We can develop this project that we've wanted to develop for a while,
Yeah.
and in the meantime, we'll keep doing work as it comes. And as it turned out, we've been pretty steady, and now we have a couple of large projects lined up again. We're currently working on the OK Bears and another 10K in September. And we've been doing videos for um, a number of projects the first one we did was for Stoned Apes, but then we did the Solana Hills game trailer, and we did one for Trippin' Apes, and we are doing another one right now that I can't say the name of. But that's been an increased part of our business. It's a little bit weird because sometimes these things go out and like
Mm-hmm.
the projects represent them like as if they did it. So, and it's not really our place to jump in and be like, "Hey guys,
Credit.
credit us,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, so sometimes those things they go out and that's the way they want to frame it. At least there's still the benefit to our community of the rev share, and that's been a big thing for us in the last 2 months. Was that at a time when everybody was getting tighter with their money? You know, we shared about 1,000 SOL in the last 6 weeks to our holders, and I mean it's not a huge return at a per pen friend level, but um, uh, it was more about like, hey, we can do this. This is sustainable, and this is what it's. And let everything else figure itself out from there. But this is our process, and you know, we feel that if we can be a viable business in this market, we'll be viable in any market. And if we have this much demand for animation services, even before Twitter implements animated PFPs, then you know there's only one way to go from here, and that's up. And in the meantime, if we're very comfortably surviving, just then we're good. So that's been kind of we've been very fortunate, I would say, because we have a source of income. We don't have to pay any people outside of our team. We have an artist, we have a tech dev, and so anytime that we need to do something for ourselves, we don't get a bill because we had to outsource it. So I think that's key as well, is um, we can kind of do our own thing. And also what we've been working on for the last year is monetizable, and we'll just continue to refine that, make it better, and get the price lower, streamline things, make so we can do more volume of collections and individual PFPs, and get that cost down and increase our customer base.
Right. Okay. No, that's super far. Yeah, I feel like if anybody can establish some type of consistent business, even in a market like this, um, you've made it. You've pretty much, for the most part, made it. Like even if it is in the early days of Solana, man, you already have. I mean, you have your foundation built, you have your nets cast out, and you're gonna catch some, you're gonna catch some traffic one way or another. And I know you said, you know, 1,000 SOL or whatever distributed to 4,444 people isn't much to the individual holder, but I mean that's still you. You can say that you've given away 1,000 SOL to your community. You know what I'm saying? That's just showing how much. What's the percentage of? Well, I don't know if this is out there. You don't have to answer this if you can't.
The percentage of the split?
Yes,
Oh yeah, it's for animation services it's 25%.
25%.
So
Okay, that's insane.
and then
That's
on
insane.
our secondary sales royalties, which like we don't do the volume. We have such a diamond-handed community. Like we have
Right.
47 listed or something right now. We're 22 our supply. If we ever had a lot of volume, the community would actually make quite a bit of money because they get 70% of the royalties from secondary sales. So that right now, that's a negligible amount. So um, the community money really is coming from getting a quarter of every dollar that comes in for animation services.
Right.
Um, and like also we only have 630 or 650 holders, so um, the number that they get is bigger just because they tend to hold more. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um, if the amount actually is zero point 0.2 per Penfriend in a share that comes out, a lot of people are holding enough that they're getting one SOL, two SOL, and just as a monthly thing, it's like that's kind of nice.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. And yeah, man, it's a good way to gauge. It's a super awesome way to gauge just how well the service is doing overall. How many, Max? How many hours are you guys putting in per day? Because if you're pulling in that much soul, obviously, you guys got some traffic.
Yeah, we work a lot for sure. For sure, we work a lot. Um, but you have to.
Yeah,
I mean, the holders work a lot, like protecting their bags and making decisions and all that kind of stuff. If you're not putting the hours in that investors are, then you're screwed.
of course.
They're not gonna listen to you. They're not gonna respect you. So no, we work a lot, and like I say, we hate saying no to work. So
Uh huh.
anything that comes along, we generally figure out a way to get everything done.
What's like the range of hours per week or per week? Like, what's your range of how many hours are the team putting in like per week? Just a guesstimate range.
Oh,
I
I
mean, I
don't
know
know.
it's probably varied in this market, right?
Yeah, I don't like. We haven't worked less.
Right, right.
I wouldn't say that because when we're not working on, actually, that hasn't been the case. There's never been, well, at least in the last 3 months, since we started this animating the Stone Dave Crew collection, there's never been a day when we didn't have a project to work on.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Never
Yeah.
one. And sometimes multiple. And in July, like we had, well, and now too, I guess we have sometimes three and four.
Uh huh.
And then it just sort of depends. Like we do as much as we can, and then we have um, a team of freelancers as well, and we just kind of, they're like our flex squad, so we will use them as needed. Um, and I think in September um, we'll have to expand that squad again because there's quite a bit coming, which we actually have time on now,
Yeah.
which is nice because everything up to this point is always like somebody tried to do something themselves and it didn't work out, and they're 5 days away from their launch date, and can we help? And so everything is always a scramble like that. So hopefully, but we just have to know that that's the case. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that's the reality. That's the way most things are going to come in.
Right.
We try and tell as many people as possible. If you're thinking about it, tell us early. Scheduling, you're going to get a better result if we can schedule it properly and not cram it all in at the last second and have certain layers don't look entirely right with other layers. Like you need time for these things to make them good. So you always hope for that, but the reality is in this space, you got a lot of people that are doing things last minute.
Yeah.
Um, and are not very organized, maybe not the most reliable people, um, maybe don't have any experience running a business before and now have a boatload of money and just kind of running in 100 different directions all at once. So
Yeah. Yeah. Now.
um, that's our job, is to just
Right.
be available. Don't say no. Figure out a way to make it happen in the time that we have, and I think we get better at that. Like every week, is sort of like managing our time and
Yeah.
more quickly turning things around.
For sure. Yeah, man. Because you guys, one thing that's super impressive about the model that you guys have is that you managed to figure out a way, to figure out a balanced way to establish like a proper, full-on living in this space, while while also keeping your holders happy. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that every project, one way or another, it's going to take time for most of them to kind of figure out what their niche is, and get all of that sorted out. But you guys managed to find that out pretty quickly, and because of that, I feel like, because I know we have blue chips and stuff like that, but in terms of stuff like that, You know what I'm saying? I feel like you guys are ahead in the space when it comes to that specific thing, that specific area, because that's something that everybody has to figure out how to do. And if you can do that, if you can figure that out in the bear market of all places, because in the bull market everybody's doing well. Typically, money's moving. There's money to spend.
Yeah.
But you guys managed to figure it out in this market, which is super impressive. So yeah, man, yeah, big props to you, Max. Seriously, to you and your team, because this is super impressive. Even in this time, just thriving, even in a market like this. I see we got a BBJ up here.
The man.
How you doing, guys? Sorry, I was just listening to what T was saying there. How you doing, Max? Yeah, just to echo what T just said there, is that a lot of people love what pen friends do, but because they don't have this frat boy persona or this try and make as much money in a short amount of time as possible attitude, a lot of people don't know how to treat them. And on top of that, there's been people that have tried to copy what Max and Pen Friends are doing and failing miserably. So it's testament to what these guys are doing since March. Held the floor price. I think they're 4x from the original floor price. And yeah, it's just nothing but admiration for what they're doing, and they're only getting stronger. So yeah, well done, Max. The guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Question I wanted to ask, and there was just because I haven't had a chance to see, there was going to be the women pen friends mint. Is that still on the roadmap, or is that down the line, or has that been changed with Camp Solana?
No, we're not going to mint them separately. We're going to change. We're still going to do it, but it's going to be in September. Our focus, well, some of our focus will be on our own project, some development there, and that original mint, which was going to be a paid second mint, we've scrapped it. We still want to give our holders the possibility, and the reason for that is that we see Gen 2s all the time. They just dilute the brand, and we weren't in a position where we were like at a 40 floor price where you can think about doing something like that. And even then, it feels wrong to, like, especially for us, it would be cutting down the rev share position of every pen friend. It would be a mistake.
It does seem, yeah. When I think of pen friends, I don't feel like there's a need for that Gen 2 collection. Obviously, if you needed influx of cash or whatever, then sure, you've got to do what you need. But I'm guessing from the previous work you're doing and the people you're working with at the moment, you don't need that Gen 2 collection. And I wouldn't actually think that a Gen 2 collection would be a desirable thing in this market at the moment.
No, I don't. No, I agree, and I think it's important for us to still deliver that. We always said we would do a free full body upgrade for every pen friend, and it was part of the story was like, well, now you got release, and so now your background is no longer the mugshot, and you have some opportunities to pick where you are and what you're wearing and all those kinds of things, and have a full body and a PFP framing of that, and also and so we rolled the women into that customization as well. So now it's like, if you want to gender reassignment, that's on the table. And
that's such a pen friend move. That's what I love about it. Yeah, I love that.
We have, so in September we'll be getting into the customization, but it'll be free. It'll be free for the holders, and I mean, it's just, there's no need for cash grab. We want them to be happy and to make cool PFPs, and really, like, the work that we're doing now is better than what we did for our own mint, and our collection should reflect the quality that we're doing now, which is it's weird because
I think you're underselling yourself there, Max. Because if you look, we're 6 months in from when you minted, and obviously you'd done the work before the animated PFPs before that. It still stands the test of time when it comes to animated PFPs. The original Pen Friends, somebody that actually sits down and actually looks at the amount of work that went into each one of those is ridiculous. And although what you've done with Stone Apes and Nuke Apes, shook the Solana NFT world, I still think that the original animation on the Pen Friends stands out.
I appreciate that, but I think there's room. I think there's room to grow there.
Of course, yeah, you need to. Obviously,
you need to, yeah. But I don't think it needs to be in the framework of a paid thing, and the women thing as well. It's kind of like, if you'd rather have a female pen friend, then let's just make that possible for you.
That's a big play.
These things that we build, they just become part of the arsenal. Same with any project. Once you build something for your own holders, if it's any good, then you can probably monetize it elsewhere. So as much as it's like, oh, we'll do that for Pen Friends holders and we don't necessarily get something out of it, we might, because someone else might look at that. And that's part of the Camp Solana development, was let's build out this customization that we want to implement for Pen Friends, and we'll put it into the context of a mint, and sort of get a whole bunch of feedback on it, get 10,000 people to do it, and see what they liked about it and what they didn't, and how we can improve it. And it, like, I see all the time, like, Utes announced that they're coming out with a customizable trait system and shift blocksmith, and it's like we've had those things for a year, but we didn't make them like we had that system in place for Stoned Ape Crew, we had that system in place for the Nukes, we have that system in place for the Bears, and our own mint. The difference now is, like, let's give public access to that, play around with it. I think that the problem with customization in general is that it tends to kill trading volume. So if you're a project that relies on volume, you're scuppered, because why would you trade when you can just the one you want? So I think that's the trick about it, and there's some.
Where did that idea come from? Was that something that you had always had planned, or was it mentioned in the Pen Friends Discord, or how did that come about?
The customization?
Yeah,
it was in our plan last summer for Pen Friends. We wanted it to be in place for Pen Friends whenever we minted, which turned out to be months later, and we didn't ultimately do that, but it had always been, that was literally why we were in Solana, was we wanted to be able to make changes to evolve PFPs over time, and you'll see that in Camp Solana. Without giving too much away, your PFP when you mint is one thing, and when you customize it, it's another, and when it's animated, it's not necessarily going to stay like that forever. So I think the idea of it being like, of it sort of telling a story itself is, like, kind of interesting, and we wanted to be able to explore sort of like the fungible side of things, and without getting hit with gas fees, and this was and is the place for that. And it's cool that we're finally getting to put it into a mint, and it's not something like, well, it's 2 months after. No, it's within an hour of minting, you'll be customizing.
Oh, that quick.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then once you'll have 24 hours to lock in. We hope people spend a lot of time, playing around with it, finding the combination they like. They lock it in, and then the render of the animations will take a couple of days, and then the NFT will be updated.
Brilliant. Can't wait to look forward to that. It's wow, it's only like 5 days now, 4 days. The first, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming up quick. Yeah, coming up quick. So yeah, it's always that exciting time before we've been feeling this way, like with the the same feeling of like anxious excitement that you get for mint. um we've felt that a number of times now, because we end up feeling that way when we're doing like the Stoned Ape Crew Awakening, because it's like we're running against the gun, like we're up against the everything, and we only have 2 days to do something, and we're just trying to pump out thousands and thousands of animations, and it's just like it's a wild ride. It's pretty fun, and it's exhausting, but after it, you're like, okay, when's the next one?
Yeah. Well,
I don't. Hi,
so
hey guys, just came on stage. I have a question regarding the batch animation. Are you guys planning on developing some tech that will allow you to batch animate a lot of NFTs without manually animating the traits using the machine learning algorithms that are coming out gradually? I know there's a lot of text to image machine learning, but there's few that is being developed for text to video as well. Is that something that you see in future that you may be able to incorporate?
It's possible, but I haven't seen it done well enough yet. Like
Mm-mm.
it, like right now, it's sort of the quality of it is like imitation of the real thing. So unless it could get to the point of wow, that's basically indistinguishable from
Yes.
what we do, it's useless to me, to be honest. Like the only application I could see is if a project came in and said, we want you to animate our 5K collection, and we have only $1,000 to spend, or
Yep.
something. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
Yep.
just go do this, go do that.
Yes.
Um, so I would say, yeah. I mean, it's probably coming, but it's not there yet.
I agree. I agree. But it's just that with machine learning, I feel like the growth of the tech happens really fast, like two,
Oh,
three papers down the line, and they're exponentially different results in just 2, 3 papers ahead of research papers down. It improves at a very fast rate because of how fast a machine learning algorithm can be trained, just given by like if you have huge amounts of data, that's all that's required to train it.
absolutely. I'm fascinated by that stuff, and I do pay attention to it. And
Yep. Yep.
it's exploding. You're totally right. The rate at which it's improving is mind blowing.
Yeah. Midjourney had their beta on. They just turned it off, but their beta was like as close to DALI, much better than DALI because DALI is like so photorealistic and it does not have an artsy feel to it.
Oh,
The Midjourney.
I blew through the free trial. That's so fast.
Oh no,
That
they
thing
had a
is.
beta. They had a beta for 2 days ago. They
Oh
launched a
yeah.
beta so that you would put dash dash beta at the end of your prompt, and the prompts would result things like it would make a comic strip of somebody made a Uzbek guy saving a child from an accident, and it made a comic strip out of it. Like it's pretty on point.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Are they coming for our jobs? Yeah, probably eventually. But we
No, no,
we got some time
I think
still.
there'll be synergy. No, I think there'll be a synergy. I think graphic designers and animators will work hand in hand. It's just like, like example Photoshop right now, when you do select a subject, we're not doing no more using the lasso tool to select the
Yeah.
subject manually. We're using the subject. So it just aids the existing graphic designer animator. It does not mean that they're coming for the job. It's a mixture. You'll create concept arts using prompts, and the actual designer will build upon those concept arts. It's just going to speed up the process between the client and the designer to understand what the client is exactly looking for.
Yeah. No, I love those tools. I think at the end of the day, you still need artists to make art.
Yep.
If the best results that I see in any of the AI are when people, part of the prompt is in the style of, and then
100%.
right, and then like Salvador Dali or
Yep.
Frank Miller or like whoever, and it's like, but that doesn't work if there isn't a
Of course,
Dali to begin
100%.
with, right?
And the AI
So
has been, yeah, and it's been trained on that. Like the whole AI is
yeah,
being trained on the art by actual artists. Like it can't work without that input coming. It won't grow any further if there's no more new input
yeah,
added
exactly.
to their database. Of course, 100%. Yep, yep. And then, so before, I don't want to stick on the AI topic for too long. Wanted to ask you regarding the trait, interchangeable traits in PFPs. Do you think it's a good idea having them as independent NFTs, the traits being independent NFTs, so that they can be tradable apart from the NFT, the actual NFT? So, like your
It,
core NFT would be made up of multiple NFTs combined together.
yeah, I that wasn't our initial plan. I think in certain circumstances that works if you have like traits that vary in rarity, um,
Hmm.
or if there's some type of special acquisition to them, like loot boxes, or
Yep.
not any case where they're not all readily available to everyone. In this case for us, it doesn't make sense because we make all traits available to everyone. The only thing that is determined in the mint is
Okay.
gender and name, and everything else is all the other traits are chosen by
Got you.
the
Got you.
minter.
It's like mind to mint model where you pick what you want to add to your character and build upon it. But I
Yeah,
was,
there will be like traits assigned randomly. You don't have to do the customization process if you don't want to. You can just lock, if you can't be bothered, you can just lock in. We have to have
yep.
a lazy man's option, but I think there is a case to be made for both of those models. One where each trait is an NFT tradable. I think that's very cool. It just doesn't work
I was
here.
I was imagining as like for your PFP, like your current PFP that you have on. So let's imagine the beanie or the cap. I can't see clearly if it's a beanie or a cap, or the sunglasses, for example. If it was a, let's say, a 1% rarity item, right? It's super rare. Your whole NFT is rare as a byproduct of that because you got it randomly at mint, and then you can just remove the sunglasses and sell it as a rare NFT without getting rid of your entire character.
Yeah, this is an idea that we have had forever with Pen Friends. One of the original ideas was to have the collection be deflationary, that
Mhm.
you could kill someone, one of your pen friends, and
Mhm.
and harvest traits from them.
Oh wow.
So
Okay, nice.
um, in a it was we had all this art set up for it too. It was like a morgue, and you
Got you.
there's a
Yeah,
nurse
yeah.
there with a scalpel, and you're like, I want that nose and those eyes, and they would harvest these the dead friends. So I would like to get back to that at some point. I think it's a cool idea,
Yeah.
but we got
I,
we got
I just came to my head because I've seen it in Reese. It's not been implemented yet. I've not seen it implemented in ETH, but I have seen a project that's in beta at the moment. It's called One Mint. They have something called dynamic NFTs, where your NFT is made up of multiple NFTs, and that NFT, each NFT, let's say it's a sword, it can be upgraded using whether staking or whatever. So your traits can be removed from your NFT as NFT, and they can be upgraded independently as NFTs, and then they can be attached back to your NFT. It's by One Mint. It's called Dynamic NFTs. It's still in beta.
okay. That's cool. I think like when we do our art upgrade, it's more likely that we will leave the metadata as it is, and just the upgrades will change
Visually.
uh, visually only. I think it's important to maintain rarity
Hmm.
prior.
Hmm.
Uh, very important. I can't imagine how upset someone would be if they own rank one and someone else could just make it look the same for free. That'd be
Well, I mean, they would know. I wouldn't if not for free. That's why I said about like trading the traits, trading the
yeah.
trades, and then that builds up the secondary volume for a trade marketplace, which would
Our
also have a royalty fixed on it.
yeah our plan presently is to award customization points based on rarity, and that the
Gotcha.
points can be allocated to make changes, and you'll sort of just whatever traits were initially on your character, those are unlocked for you automatically by virtue of you own them,
Gotcha.
and
Right.
that'll help people to hunt for the traits in particular that they want, and also um, to consider burning their friends.
I wanted to slide in real quick, guys. We are at the 5:50 p.m. UTC mark. I guess what is this? 1:50 p.m. UST, EST. Guys, ask any questions that you have in Meadow Hall right now. I don't want to keep Max here too long. I know he has other things to do too. So we're gonna call this a 10-minute mark right here.
Okay, sounds good.
George, you don't have any questions? You always have a question. Come on, man. Get up here.
Yes, George.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Meta Hall in case people are audio shy and they don't want to jump on stage. If anyone's asking any questions here, I'm gonna ask for them.
To be honest with you, I think we covered most things that
Yeah, that was a good amount.
that we wanted to do. It's quite like when Max is talking, everything's pretty free flowing. There's no sort of trying to find things to ask. So yeah, we don't have to see the hour out. We got all the information we needed out of him, which is always good. You got any? You got any more AMAs or voice chats or spaces lined up between now and the 31st?
Yes, I have one at 5:30 today. I don't remember who that's with. I have.
Oh boy.
I am doing the Undervalued show on Tuesday morning,
Ooh.
Yeah.
and also we're doing a special session with Trippin' Apes on Monday evening.
Yeah, nice. I sent Undervalued DM that when I spoke to you that a couple of days back, and he was super excited to get you on. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you for dropping him a line.
Not at all. He's making more of an effort and getting himself out there again because he was doing really, really well at one stage, and his shows now is picking up and getting a lot of traction. So it's good to see both of you two getting together. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, that's great. It's just like a day before Mint, so
Yeah.
in peak crunch time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Max.
Well, yeah, go on. I was going to say, there's, I can see this. Set my dog off, Bon.
I'm asleep. No, yeah, Max. Hey, man, thanks for coming in. It's good to see that you're doing well, especially in this bear market. Yeah, man, and obviously, even though you guys are doing this well already, this is just the beginning for Pen Friends. You guys gotta can't even imagine where you guys are gonna be in the next couple years. I mean, you already got your foundation established. Now at this point, you're just letting that snowball do its thing. You know what I mean?
This time next year, we won't even know who we are. He'll be going.
No, I know. He'll be like, "Who are you? Who are these guys?" Metadrago never heard of them.
These jokers.
No.
Blue chip mentality.
Yeah, Max. Hey,
No,
stay humble,
no.
man. Stay humble.
Stay humble.
So that's a safe bet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, man. No, we'll catch up. We'll catch up soon, Max. But keep leading the charge, man. Keep
good
showing
luck.
people how it's done.
Good luck on Wednesday. Yeah, this I think it's going to do really well and get some more exposure. Not that you need it, but and I'm looking forward to this Curious 10K project in September. I won't press you too much on that, but
Okay, it'll be public soon enough, anyways.
Yeah. Let me drop the. Can you, Max? Do you have the Twitter for the upcoming collection? Or are you using the same one?
We do have a new one. It's at camp_Solana.
Okay, let me drop the. Okay, guys, I'm dropping the link to their server. If you guys want to pop in, ask any more questions, or just hang out, feel free to pop in into their Discord. August 31st is going to be the Camp Solana Mint. We're looking at a 0.33 Solana Mint right there, and yeah, man, they got a lot of things planned out. It's going to be a unique experience. They're going for a story-driven type of utility, which is going to be interesting. But yeah, Max, any final words before we close this out?
No, that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys having me on, letting me blather on for ages, and happy to come back. And anytime you're absolutely starved for entertainment, I'm here.
All love, mate. All love. We'll speak
All love,
soon.
man. Yeah. All right,
Sounds good.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
That's Pen Friends. Go and give them a round of applause. Type W Pen Friends and Meta Hall. Type W Pen Friends and Meta Hall, please. I want to see at least 5, and then we'll close this up. Max cannot leave until I see 5 W Pen Friends in the chat. Okay, they're holding you hostage. Let me type one in here real quick. Okay, thank you. All right. Thanks, Max. Much love, man. Looking forward to the Met next week.
Thanks,
All the
guys.
best. Thank you guys.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Happy Friday, y'all.